Welcome to my channel. This is Dr. Leela bringing you tutorials on Python Pandas. Welcome back to my channel. This is tutorials on Python Pandas. In this tutorial, we will be learning about Pandas DataFrame. So in the first tutorial on the data frame, how to create the data frame is going to be explained in this. So the data frame constructor, it takes the general form as pandas.dataframe. The first one is the data that is to be arranged in the form of a data frame, and then the index for the rows, and then columns. This gives the indexes for the columns, and D type and copy. So the data, it may take various forms, like it may be an ndarray, it may be series, it may be a map or lists or dictionary, constants, or it may even be another data frame from which a new data frame is going to be created. So second input, that is index, this is for labeling the rows. So if nothing is passed, by default it will label the rows starting from 0 to number of rows minus 1. Okay, that is np.arrange n is implemented in the absence of sufficient data for index. And next, third one is the columns. Columns for column labels, and this is optional. If nothing is mentioned here, it by default it takes the syntax np.arrange, and again it will be numbered as 0 to number of columns minus 1. So data type is used, D type is used to force the data type to the required format. Suppose if the data given is in the integer form and you want to force it to float form, then make this data type D type is equal to float. Next, we have the last part of the data frame constructor as copy. If this is by default, it will be false. If this is true, it copies the data from inputs to a memory location by allocating a memory location or to have a copy of the data. So any changes made in this copy will not be reflected in the data frame. So how to create the data frame? So Pandas data frame can be created using various inputs. The input may be lists, or it may be dictionary, or series, or it may be Numpy ndarrays, or it may also be another data frame. Let us move back to our Jupyter notebook and see how to create the data frame using different inputs mentioned above. Creating data frame using Pandas. Before we use Pandas, we have to import it to Python environment. So import Pandas with the short form PD, and also the Numpy library as NP. So execute this cell. So our environment is ready with Pandas and Numpy. So let us take the first case of creating the data frame from list. So before we use the actual data, let us create an empty data frame without any data passing into this. So let us create the data frame df. In place of this df, you can name it any name. So pandas.dataframe, pd.dataframe, then empty cell, and print the data frame so formed. So executing this, we get the indication that it is an empty data frame. Both columns and indexes are empty. That is, all the columns are empty and also all the rows are empty. Next, let us take a data in the form of a list, and that data we call it as data, and create the data frame using this data in pandas pd.dataframe and pass the data here. When we print this data frame, we get this list which is inputted is arranged in the form of a table. Let us see how it looks. So since there is only one list, it is arranged in the column and the index for the column is 0 and there are also row indexes are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So in the absence of the data for indexing that is passed into this, by default it indexes the column starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. and also the rows in the similar manner. So let us take another data which is a list of lists. So this whole list within the outer two square brackets, we have three lists. First list has two data, second and third also have, each has two data. In that, the first data is the name and second is a number. So in each of these lists, you observe that the first data is the name and the second is a number. And in this example, we pass the column indexes as name and age. So we pass the data as data is equal to and these three lists, and data frame so formed is df is equal to pt.dataframe, and the data that is passed here. In addition to that, I am giving column indexes as name and age. So the names here come as a column under the column index name, and the data under the column index age, these numbers will appear. So when we print df, it appears like this. So the data that is given in the form of a list of lists is organized in the form of a table. Under the column index name, we have the three names, Alex, Bob and Clark. And under the column index age, we have the ages 10, 12 and 30. Since we have not passed any row indexes, by default the row indexes are starting from 0 up to number of data minus 1. So here 3 data, so it is 3 minus 1, 2. That is 2, 0, 1, 2. So next, let us take the next example, wherein we are here in the first example, all the ages are in integers. If you want to change the type of that to float, pass the data type is equal to float. So now you see here, instead of 10, 12, 13, it is in the form of float 10.0, 12.0 and 13.0. So next, let us create the data frame using dictionary of ndarrays or lists. So when we use the ndarrays or lists, all the ndarrays must be of same length, and if the index is passed, then the length of the index also should be of same length. If there is no index passed, then it will arrange the indexes in the form of a range n, where n is the array length. Okay, so let us take an example here. The data is given as a dictionary of lists. So it is a dictionary where the first one indicates the key of the dictionary and the data is in the form of a list. Similarly, the second key, age, is having a list here. Okay. So this whole data is passed to pd.dataframe to form the data frame df. So when we execute this cell, we get these organized in the form of a table. Under name, we have Tom, Jack, Steve and Ricky. And under age, we have these numbers 28, 34, 29 and 42. So now the data is passed in the form of a dictionary. So dictionary key forms one column and the data, the list forms another column with the respective dictionary names passed in the name under name key. So you can observe here that again, since the row indexes are not given, by default it will indicate it as 0, 1, 2, 3. Now let us also pass the row index for the same data, which is in the form of a dictionary. We pass
data in addition, we'll index it as rank 1, rank 2, rank 3 and rank 4. So these are going to be the row indexes for the table formed using this dictionary. So let us execute this. So now you see that under the name we have the listed names here under the name column, and under the age column we have the numbers given here 28, 34, 29, 42, and all these are arranged in the form of rows, and rows are indexed as rank 1, rank 2, rank 3 and rank 4. Next, create a data frame from a list of dictionaries. So here is a list. See, this outer 2 square bracket indicate that it is a list, and within the list we have 2 dictionaries. The first dictionary has 2 keys, and each key has one single data. Similarly, the second dictionary has 3 keys and each one is having a single data. The data frame is formed using this data. Let us see how it looks. So now the key names A, B, C are taken as column indexes A, B, C, and the corresponding data are coming under the respective column indexes. So under A, 1 here and 5 here. So 1 and 5 arranged as a column. Under B we have 2 and 10, 2 and 10. Under C, the first dictionary don't have the key name C. So it is not a number, NAN is indicated here. And the second dictionary has the data 20, then it comes here. So print DF is given this. Since index for the rows are not mentioned, it is taken as 0 and 1. So observe that not a number is appended in the missing areas. So next up, let us take the data, same data with the 2 dictionaries of same length with the same keys A and B here. The first dictionary has 1 for A, 2 for B. Second dictionary has 5 for A, 10 for B. So we pass this data into bd.dataframe and index the rows as first row and second row and columns as the dictionary keys A and B. So let us first execute this and find what is the data frame formed out of this. Let us designate it as df1. So df1 is having column indexes A and B and row indexes first and second. Under A we have the data in the column, first column has 1 and 5, and under B we have 2 and 10. Now let us give the data to form another data frame df2 such that column indexes are A and B1, whereas B1 is not there in the given data. Let us see what happens to this B1. Okay. So let us print this data frame df2 also and observe what is the difference between the two. So the first one, as we have seen, all the data is appearing in the rows and columns, whereas in the second data frame, for the column index B1, since B1 is not present in the given data, for both the rows it indicates that it is not a number and not a number. So you observe that the data frame is created with column index other than the dictionary key and it is appended with the NAN. Next, let us see how to create a data frame from dictionary of series. So we have taken the data as D and this is a dictionary. So you see the 2 outermost flower brackets indicate that it is a dictionary and it is a dictionary of series. So first one is having the key, first key 1 is having series 1, 2, 3, pd dot series with index A, B, C. And the second key 2 is having the series 1, 2, 3, 4 with indexes A, B, C and D. You observe that the row index D is not present in the first dictionary series and the second one is having this additional one. And let us see how the data frame formed out of this looks like. So 1 and 2 are taken as the column indexes and A, B, C, D are the row indexes. Corresponding to the column 1, since D is not present here, in place of that we have not a number written here. Corresponding to the column 2 with index 2, we have all the 4 data present, and that is formed as the second column. This is how we create the data frame in Pandas.
So let us see how to create a new data frame from the existing data frame. There are 3 methods in which we can do it. In method 1, create a new data frame using multiple columns from the old data frame. So let us take this example. Let us consider the data frame existing as old data frame, which is formed from using pandas spd.dataframe is equal to. It is having a dictionary with the key names, team, points, assists and rebounds. So these will be taken as columns, and these are the data for each of the columns. Okay, so let us print this old data frame. Let me suppress this new one until we observe what is the old data frame. Okay. So let me print this old data frame and see how it looks. So there is a PD is not defined because I have not imported PD here. Import pandas as PD. So now see, this old data frame is given by this. This is organized in the form of a table having columns, team, points, assists and rebounds, and the row indexes are 0 to 7. Okay, so now let us form a new data frame from this old data frame by modifying it, either removing a column. Let us see how to do it. Now in the method 1 is creating the data frame using multiple columns from the old data frame. So now we create a new data frame new underscore df from the old data frame by using the columns corresponding to column indexes, team and assists. And let us print that new data frame and see how it looks. See here, the new data frame is having team and assist. So I think so the old data frame is this team, point, assist, rebounds. And let me modify this by taking only the 2 columns, team and assist, and form a new data frame like this. So when I execute this, you will see that the new data frame is having only 2 columns, one corresponding to the team and the other one is corresponding to the data assists. Okay, so that is method 1. In method 2, create a new data frame using one column from the old data frame. So take only one column from the old data frame and form the new data frame. So let us form the new data frame from the old data frame, taking only that column corresponding to the points. And let us execute this cell. Now you see that the new data frame is having only one column, which is indicated by this points. You can change this and see what you get. Okay. Next, method 3, creating data frame using all but one column from the old data frame. all but one column from the old data frame. So this is, let me make this slide show. Okay, create new data frame using all but one column. So I am taking the old data frame and drop the column corresponding to the team. This one column is dropped, and from the remaining columns we form a new data frame. So when we do that, we also have to indicate the axis corresponding to the columns, as axis is equal to 1. So what is this axis? Sometimes we need to do operations only on rows and sometimes only on columns. In such situations, we have to specify the axis parameter. In Pandas, axis 0 refers to the horizontal axis and axis 1 refers to the vertical axis. Horizontal axis are nothing but the rows, vertical axis are nothing but the columns. So here I am dropping the column corresponding to the index by team and forming the new data frame. So now you see here that column corresponding to T has been dropped, and the remaining 3 columns, using that the new data frame is formed. So this is how we create a new data frame from the existing data frame in Pandas. Thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe to my channel.